And to do a GIFI import, you can do it directly from any kind of standardized GIFI format file that your working papers might be able to export for you. And if you go into your options up here and you go down to this service providers section, you can turn on those integration menus if they're not showing for you and you want to use them. So we have a Xero integration menu and a Sage accounting integration menu. You can turn those both on and click OK. So now if I wanted to import from Sage or Xero, I now have those two options here as well for my direct import. In this case, I have a file that I've prepared for GIFI, but first I'm going to go to my balance sheet. And so I have some prior year numbers already in here for my file. And if I go to import my GIFI, there's my GIFI file. And voila, instantly brings in all of the GIFI information that I had in my GIFI file. It gives me a banner across the top that tells me that it was imported, who did that, and on what date and time that was done. So you can keep track of when that data was last imported and updated. Now, if we come down a bit further, you'll see that my information is out of balance. And I don't think that opening balance is going to balance me because I've mismatched my data here. I think what I need is that number. And then I am balanced. Now it's going to tell me I don't match my prior year, but that's fine. I'm going to ignore that for this particular purpose. Now, normally you'd want those to tie so that you know that you're not missing information to be reported in the current year. So now that balances. If I go to my S125, you can see that I also brought in all of my income statement information at the same time. If I made a mistake, I can also click the undo button up here, and it will undo the last couple of transactions. So I made the entry at the opening balance. So I have to click undo twice, and I can undo the entire GIFI and re-import, or I can just re-import and it'll overwrite over top of what I had previously imported. So if you have a working paper software where you have to do an import, do the tax return, update the tax payable, and then do a re-import to just double check everything still ties, then the re-import will overwrite what you previously had imported the first time. So just something to be aware of. I am getting an audit message here that I have some realized gains on sales of investment showing, and that I don't have anything completed on my S6. So I'll want to record this gain in my S6 manager. So I'm going to F4 and I'm going to go to my S6M, my capital disposition property manager. You can also do it directly on the S6. This has a few extra options here to help with the management. It's a little shorter form, so a little easier to navigate. And I'm just going to say these were some shares from Investment Co. And I'm going to ignore that. Say I made $100,000 and my cost base was $50,000. So there's my $50,000 gain to tie with my income statement. You're also going to need to complete the S141, which is new in the last year, I believe it came in. They've added a few additional questions. So we now have this section on who is primarily involved with the financial information. So you'll have to make that determination and answer this question. So I'm going to say that that is a yes, and that we're only doing compilation engagement. And there's a new section at the end about who prepared the T2 return and on what basis. So I'm just going to select this one so that we can clear. That cleared the audit message. 'Cause 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 'c And we have a carry forward review. Okay. So now we've got our GIFI information imported. The other way that you can do this too is that if you have your Windows Explorer open and your GIFI file is in there, you can drag and drop. If you're on the S100 or the S125, you can just grab your GIFI file and drag and drop it in here. It's the same thing as going through the import GIFI menu. It will import that file as well with a drag and drop. So that's also a handy, quicker way to get there if you've already got that folder open.